gonna agree with me telling me this, Anjali. Whatever you are saying in this video, everything is absolutely true in order to become fluent in English. And this only tip is going to help you to become fluent in English, to become flawless in English. And you are going to speak in English spontaneously once you are going to understand about this tip, because you can't become fluent in English without doing this particular tip, without using this particular tip. No, doesn't matter you are going to pay, doesn't matter you are going to do several things, but without this particular thing you are not going to become fluent in English. And you're going to rely with me, I assure you. So before getting into this video, I just want you to listen to something that's going to give you the idea whatever I'm trying to tell you in this video. So just listen to this video only for 15 seconds. It is going to take only 15 seconds, and then we are going to continue this topic further. Okay, so listen to it.
Rebecca Rabbit is amazingly really excellent at this game.
Wow! You're really good at catching carrots, Rebecca. I've had lots of practice. Do you want to play?
Tell me what she said. Right now, I'm very good at catching carrots just because I have done a lot of practice. She was saying that she have had lots of practice, and that's why she is very good at catching carrots. The same thing applies on English. Here I'm taking English. If you want to become good at anything, you just need to make sure that with the help of practice, you can become good at anything. Yeah, it doesn't matter it's English or something else, but practice is the key. Without practice, you can't become fluent in English. Okay, so you just need to make sure that you are going to do lots of practice. Lots means lots of practice, because without practice it can't be possible that you are going to become fluent in English. Just hear me out for a few minutes and I'm going to sort out this problem of yours. So let's get into this video. So what you need to do in this video, in order to do this activity, you just need to listen to me first, and then after listening to me you just need to repeat. Okay, first I'm going to speak few sentences together, and after listening to all those sentences you just need to speak all those sentences after me. Okay, first listen to me and then repeat all those sentences whatever I'm going to speak in this video. And one more thing, if you didn't get it, just rewind the video and listen to all those sentences again. Okay, let's get started. Yesterday, I went to the market. I saw a man. He was wearing a red cap, black coat, and brown shoes. He was looking stunningly handsome. Your turn. Repeat. I hope you tried it. I hope you did it. I hope you indulge in this activity. If you did, just good for you. Here I'm going to make you understand how this practice is going to help you to become fluent in English. Whatever sentences I have spoken in this video, here I have written down all these sentences. What you need to do, just see these sentences and speak for 7 times, only for 7 times. Just speak little aloud so that you are going to become familiar with these sentences. Okay, for 7 times you just need to speak it spontaneously without making any break. Just breathe in and try to speak it. Okay, just pause the video and do it. I hope you did it. So what happened right now? At very first time you spoke all these sentences, I didn't speak spontaneously, I didn't speak fluently. But after practicing these sentences 7 times, you might get certain fluency over these sentences. After practicing these sentences several times, right now you're not finding any kind of difficulties to speak all these sentences together. Don't you? Are you finding difficulties? Absolutely, you are not finding any kind of difficulties. This is the role of practice in our day-to-day life. If we want to become fluent in English, make sure that you are going to repeat sentences, make sure that you are going to repeat words several times in a day. And when you are going to practice them several times in a day, when it comes to use them, you won't find any kind of difficulties to use them in your day-to-day life. And this is the very important thing that you need to understand. Make sure that you are going to do a lot more practice because without practice you can't become fluent in English. And right now I'm creating this video. I might not fluent in English. I'm creating this video. The way I'm creating this video, it's all happened just because of my practice. And you also need to make sure that you are going to do a lot more practice in order to become fluent in English. And without practice you can't become fluent in English. And here I have given you this example. You got the idea that I just need to repeat things several times so that when it comes to use them, I'm not going to find any kind of difficulties to use them in my day-to-day life. And in the same way, you just need to do your speaking practice, because without speaking practice you can't imagine yourself become fluent in English. The same thing is going to apply with everybody and with any kind of field. If you want to become good at anything, without practice you can't become good at something. So you just need to make sure that you're going to do a lot more practice. What's the problem with us? That we always focus over secondary things. What are these secondary things? These secondary things are, we most of the time in our day-to-day life we consume a lot of English content. Most of the time we listen to podcast. We just do only one thing, that is consumption. We are consuming a lot of English content. And when it comes to do your primary thing is that you just need to speak in English, and you neglect that one. You neglect, usually when it comes to speak in English, you find it a lot of you find difficulties. You find like, oh my god, it is very difficult for me. So that's why you neglect that area of practicing speaking English, and that is why you are not fluent in English. One more thing I just want to tell you: if you want to become fluent in English, you just need to make sure that you are going to do a lot of speaking practice. Because without practice, here I'm empathizing the word practice, that is the onlyest thing that's going to help you to become fluent in English. No other thing is going to help you out. No other thing is going to help you to overcome the fear of speaking in English. No other thing is going to help you to become spontaneous. No other thing is going to help you to become fluent in English except practice. So you just need to make sure that you are, every single day you are going to try, you are going to put a lot of efforts when it comes to practice in English. So this is the onlyest thing that's going to help you out to become fluent in English. And if you are going to watch several videos, if you're going to search on YouTube how to become fluent in English, everybody gonna tell you. I'm not the onlyest person who is suggesting you. Everybody, when it comes to talk about that, how am I going to become fluent in English, the person who is fluent in English, that gonna recommend you, if you want to become fluent in English, you just need to make sure that you are going to do a lot more practice. Why? Because right now I'm speaking in English fluently just because I have done a lot of practice. And the same thing you need to do in order to become fluent in English, in order to speak in English fluently. And the same thing applies on everybody. The same thing applies with everybody. When it comes to speak, when it comes to do any other thing, they want to become good at it. Just by doing practice, they can become good at anything. Doesn't matter it is difficult or it is easy. They can become good at everything when they are going to do practice, when they are going to put efforts. And everything happens when we do efforts, when we try. And the one more thing I just want to tell you in this video: try speaking in English, because that is the onlyest thing that is going to help you all to become fluent in English. That is the onlyest step that's going to help you all to become fluent in English. Because without practicing speaking English, you can't become fluent in English. So I hope you found this video very informative. Radhe Radhe to you all. I hope you found this video very informative. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. and just share this video with your friends and family members, your colleagues, so that they will also get the idea how they can become fluent in English with the help of one tip. So this is it for today. Radhe Radhe to you all. I'll see you soon in the next video with another amazing tip that is going to help you all to become fluent in English.